All right, we're back. Special edition here. Our special guest is multi-talented musician, has signed with major labels, and has a incredible tribute band to talk about. Please welcome Jamie Pacheco.
How you doing?
Jamie, Duran, Duran, Duran. Say it three times, and the
That's
magic
right.
door will open.
That's
Please
right.
tell us what drew you. I mean, I remember moving to LA in 80, and I was working with a who's who in the industry, but I was doing some promotions for Capitol. And amongst these records we got like every week was this white record, this Duran Duran debut. And Girls on Film, man, was just incredible. And they had Planet Earth and all these songs, man, right on the debut. And people were talking about, oh, this new romantic movement, and it's Spandau Ballet, and it's Visage, and all these different bands. And after about a year, I'm like, well, I don't know about this new romantic thing, but I think this band Duran Duran is the real deal. They got the songs, the girls are going crazy, they got the on stage charisma, and then you find out the team says, man, we're going to go make exotic videos. We're going to go to Sri Lanka and India and all these places and make these incredible videos, especially for the Rio album. Talk about you falling in love with Duran's music and what led you to put this tribute together.
Well, honestly, when I got into Duran Duran or was like, exposed to them or, got introduced to them, I should say, they were one of the pioneers of MTV. And so that was my era. I mean, I graduated from high school in 82. So 80, 1980, 81 was a big year for MTV, and some of the original videos that kind of came on MTV at that point in time, Devo, who else? Radio killed the music star or
Right, the
whatever.
Buggles. Video
Yeah,
killed the radio star.
along that one set, there was like 5 videos I think they played all day
Yeah,
long.
Flock of Seagulls, I Ran.
Yeah. But I think the V2, when it kind of started, that's when kind of Duran started coming out around, like 80, 81. And I know that Rio album came out in 80 and stuff, but when those videos came on, what really captivated me back then was the travel aspect of it. Like I've never seen shit like that
Well, the
before.
exotic locations. I always say that the Police and Duran were perfect for MTV
Agreed completely. That
because they
Police
took
came.
you to these exotic locations.
Right, but Duran was the pioneers of that. I mean, from what I could remember, what I understand. Honestly, I wasn't really a Duran fan back then, but I did. I liked pop music. I liked, I was more into like stuff like the Romantics back then, the Babies, power pop kind of stuff. That kind of thing. The Rascals, and from the '60s and shit.
Yeah.
The bands I was in were kind of more of a power pop kind of thing. Eric
Cheap
Martin,
Trick.
yeah. Eric Martin was in a band called 415 back then, and they were in the Bay Area, and they kind of had a power pop kind of sound. There was another local band that never really got signed, but they're called Benny and the Jets, and Motley Crue used to kind of open up for them, and they had this power pop kind of heavy metal vibe. So I was kind of more into that, but my sister always played it, and she was a couple of grades. I think she was a freshman when I was a senior. Okay, so she was spinning those records when they first came out, and I remember I was in a band with this guy. I think his name was Larry Bright or something, and he came across a couple of tickets to see Duran, and it was on the Rio tour. And so we went, man, and it was all little girls and us two rocker dudes. And I was like, but I'll tell you what, they were freaking badass. They were freaking really good. I liked pop. I did. And, I grew up like on R&B and soul and stuff. My mom and dad listened to War, Earth, Wind and Fire and all that kind of stuff. So I liked the dance sound. I was into that. Mom and dad always listened to Saturday Night Fever, that kind of shit, Parliament, Funkadelic, all that kind of shit. So I've always had that kind of stuff up, up and coming. That's why we
Yeah,
went.
I mean, even with great rock groups, it's about the groove, you know.
Right. Well, I'm more
Led
of a
Zeppelin had a groove, unlike.
yeah. I'm more of a groove oriented drummer. I'm not like crazy. Like I play a small kit and I'm just I like to play with a song. So when the thing with Duran would really I didn't really look at it as funk until like later on. But my sister, she listened to him constantly. My brother was kind of into him too. But I was more into like, this power pop thing that was kind of morphing into the hard rock style, at the time. But as time went on and stuff, I when I was on the label, when I was on Arista Records, there was a gal there who helped break, was working on, she was in the marketing company. All the gals that worked at our marketing company were fabulous. They did a fantastic job. One of them, her name was Laura Giratano, and she went by Laura G. And she was heartbroken one day. She called me up. She said, I got a gig at Capitol. I'm going to take this gig at Capitol. And I'm so brokenhearted because I love you guys and I'm trying to break you and stuff. And she goes, but one of my first tasks to do is to break the new Duran Duran record, which was notorious. Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Big comeback record.
so when she went over there, I got the catalog and I started listening to more and more to Duran Duran and stuff. I was never really a big fan, that much, but I did have the utmost respect for the guys because they're fucking pioneers, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, you put Nile Rodgers together with John Taylor and Simon Le Bon and those guys. I mean, magic, musical magic.
Yeah. So henceforward and stuff, I have my career with Babylon AD. I'm in a heavy metal band. We're not heavy metal. We're more like a hard rock band, more like gear like the Cult and Guns N' Roses, Warrant, Saigon Kick, Enough's Enough, that kind of style. We had our days in MTV and shit like that. When we got dropped in 93, I went back to college. After college, we fired Babylon AD, fired it back up in 99. And then I played up until 2019. When I decided to kind of part ways with Babylon AD, because I pretty much did everything I could do. And, the way that we were being represented and, the management and all that kind of stuff, it just never really panned out, for me when I was in it. And I'm a founding member of the band. And I wanted to do something different. And I swear to God, the day I announced that I was no longer a part of that, I even put on my Facebook in December of 2019, I put former drummer. I didn't announce it. I just put former drummer of Babylon AD. I got this email like right away, right after I put it up there. And it's just this guy named Bobby Cannon. He goes, hey, would you be interested in playing in Duran Duran tribute? And I'm all, that sounds kind of cool, man. I know. I go, I've seen you play around. You play at good places. And he goes, yeah. He goes, I have booking agents and stuff. He goes, but I'm one of the first guys that, I play the tracks and stuff. And I invented these tracks and, they're fucking badass. And I got a team of players, but I haven't played in a while and I'd like to put something together with you. And I remember, I called my brother and I'm like, dude, what do you think about that? And he goes, dude, Andy Taylor, fucking Terry Bozzio played with Andy Taylor. Andy Taylor is badass. He goes, maybe if you get in there, maybe rock it up a little bit or something. I'm all, maybe,
Oh yeah, Power Station, all that shit.
Well, yeah, but we were talking about taking the classic Duran songs and just, playing them like Andy Taylor would want to play them, right? Because Andy always was down in the mix and all that kind of shit. Andy, what I loved about Andy Taylor and his persona was he was more of a rock and roll guy. He played Marshall amps and stuff, and those guys didn't really understand him that much, because
I think it was the combination that made it really work.
Oh, true. But I'm talking about, me thinking about getting into this tribute, right? Because I'm with my background and stuff like that. I was just like, I'm a hard rock guy, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't know. So then, I approached my girlfriend and I go, hey, what do you think about me and you like doing this Duran thing? And you're going to be John Taylor, And she's like, oh my God, really? And I'm all, yeah. I go, I got an opportunity today. She goes, Jamie, you just put that thing up like 10 minutes ago. And I'm all going, I know. Like it was an informal announcement that I wasn't going to be in Babylon anymore. I didn't tell anybody or nothing. I just did it because I was done with it. So
yeah,
we booked a rehearsal. And me and Bobby and me, Bobby, and Ronnie got together, and then we got to Bobby already had a singer, so that was even cooler because he already had his shit together with, because the singer's a big deal. He had his John Taylor and he had his freaking singer, our Simon Levon. And we did a couple rehearsals, and I'm going, fucking, this is kind of cool, man. I like it, you know. So we started rehearsing, we started getting some gigs and stuff, and then, you know, COVID came pretty quick, right? And it kind of just put a stop on everything. So I said to Bobby, I go, let's take this from a perspective and get our shit together, and let's make some recordings, some demos. Let's shoot some video, because everything's down right now, but we could probably manage to find a venue where we could shoot video. We could record here at my place, you know, and stuff. And so we put a plan together, a market, kind of to get our assets together. So on launch, when things open back up, we had everything all situated, you know. That's what I do for a living. I'm a branding designer, so I'm into campaigns and stuff. So I think about it from the ground up, and I think it from a logical standpoint of a launch, you know, because I work in corporate, and it's just, we're a product, and, you know, and I pitched it to the band, and everyone's like, take it, Jamie, you know what you're doing. So we did 6 demos, we filmed 6 videos, and then all of a sudden, like when this thing started opening back up, we started getting some top tier gigs, man, and it was, I mean, our first gig sold out, you know. It was at Retro Junkie in Walnut Creek, you know. Billy Joe, what's his name, from Green Day plays there, and all the top like tribs play there and stuff. And it was so freaking cool because I didn't know anybody at our gig. You know, it's a whole different crowd. The Duranies showed up in full force. It was freaking packed out the gills. And to hear these people sing that music with authority and with passion, man, it made me feel so freaking great. I go, this is so cool. It's so worth doing. You know, the thing with Babylon AD toward the end, it wasn't really worth doing anymore, man. It was like, you know, no one was excited. No one.
Well, it had peaked, and there was really nowhere else for it to go but down.
Yeah,
You know?
and you know, we were on Frontier Records, man, and we put
Well,
out.
here's the big thing, and nothing against that band,
Yeah,
but you never had a big hit. Once you
no,
have hits like Duran Duran, you could play forever. You could
yes,
be a
yes,
tribute band, or you know what I mean?
right.
It's
And
all
I
about the hits, the
you know, bro,
songs that
and you
everybody
know,
knows.
and from a marketing perspective, I saw that. That's my logic, just like yours. What you just said was my logic completely. It's like, I don't give a shit, you know, I don't give a shit about like me or the players or what. I'm representing this wonderful band that's freaking sold 65 million records, and I want to entertain the audience that loves this music, you know. And there's not many Duran bands, and so we do it good. And you know, we when we put the first rendition of the band together, we were more of a band, you know, and you know, everybody we split the bills and all that stuff. But along with a band, dude, you know, like, as you know, sometimes some people don't have studio rent money, they don't have money for photos, they just couldn't keep up with the ball that I wanted to keep rolling, right?
Yeah, it's your business now with your
So
girl, and
right, so
you
what
can
happened
hire a
was,
singer, and
right.
you know.
So what happened is like Bobby, you know, he kind of like, he was just getting too big kind of for him to handle at that point in time. He wanted to take a break. And I said, you can't take a break. I got my name on fucking 15 contracts right now, bro. I mean, at the Canyon, you know, at all these places, you know, all over the place. And you know, I slung my name around, you know, and I know a lot of the promoters and a lot of the talent buyers and stuff. And all of a sudden, what am I going to do? Cancel? So, my girl and I, we negotiated with Bobby, and he was willing to you know, go ahead and sell us the brand. And so we made a deal with him, and we took the brand over. And you know, we paid him, and you know, he's doing a lot better now, and he lives in Texas, and he's, you know, we're good friends and shit still. But
Well, that's great.
I had bigger plans, and so Ronnie and I, we came up with a business plan. Her being a retired lawyer and my experience in marketing, we came up with a really good business plan, and we decided to build a cast. And we kind of got inspired by the way they do Raiding the Rock Vault here in Las
Yeah.
Vegas. There's all kinds, they have all kinds of different guys coming in and out, all because everyone's busy and touring. I told Ronnie, I go, we cannot, I don't want to miss a date. I don't want excuses. It's going to be me and you. We'll build the brand. I'll pay for the photos. I'll do the video. You do all the contracts and stuff. I'll get the gigs. We don't need anybody. Let's just do this, you know? So we went around recruiting. We went down on Fremont Street, got some really good top-notch players that play here in Vegas and stuff. We also knew a lot of people in the Bay Area. Another couple we brought in, they had a Van Halen tribute. It was called Ann Halen, and it's Gus and Annie Shearer. And they're fabulous, man. Gus is a kick-ass guitar player. He does Eddie like no business. Believe me, I know. I've seen everybody try to do Eddie, and Gus is one of the most respected guitar players, in my opinion, that could really freaking do Eddie. But he's into funk, man. He's in a funk band on the side, you know. And so when we brought him in, he was playing in this funk band. Ann Halen was already done, and his girl wanted to play. And so when Ronnie approached Annie, she made Gus do it, you know. And then Gus loves Andy Taylor. He knows how to play funk. He knows how to swing. And so that element right there, just having those two and our Bay Area crew, it just solidified the band, you know. And so usually Ronnie and I will travel. We either play gigs here, you know, in Vegas, LA, and Nevada. I mean, I'm sorry, in Arizona or Colorado or whatever. Ronnie and I will travel. We usually go on the road, and then we'll fly in like any Vegas players, or we'll go to the Bay Area and we have Bay Area players there. So we built a cast of people. We have 12, 13 people in our cast, 2 keyboard players, 4 co-singers, 2 lead singers, 3 guitar players. And then Ronnie and I are the main core. We're just, you know, we're the bass and drums. So it's really cool because, you know, we staff the gigs, and, you know, we treat our players with respect, and we make sure everything's taken care of. So when they, you know, play a gig and we make them a show offer, they net the money they're promised. They don't have to buy their own fucking room. They don't have to pay for meals. They don't have to pay for Uber and their plane tickets. That's all squared away. That's why we, you know, we
Right.
budget.
It's real simple, in and out.
Yeah.
And tell me, are you covering pretty much songs from all eras of the band?
Yes, we are. Yeah. So we start off with like a lot of the early shit, like Planet Earth and stuff. And then we do like you know, a bunch of tunes on the Rio record. But you know, some of the later songs, like we do like White Lines, right? Dude, that song peels the faces off of people the way we do it. It's so freaking cool. You know, what else? We do Girls on Film, you know, the typical stuff. And then we throw in a couple of, you know, songs from the genre, you know, like we do Tina Marie, Lover Girl. And we let one of the, you know, the co-singer girls, they'll go out and do lead.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. If you kind of branch out to that
era.
Oh
yeah, no. Our co-singers, the girls that are in our band, the ladies in our band, are freaking fabulous, man. They know we let them front a couple of tunes, and believe me, they support the vocalist. You know, it's just like what Simon does with his two.
Like I said, I just saw the recent Duran Duran with Nile Rodgers show, and they whipped out Super Freak by Rick James.
You got it, because you know why? Because the people dig it. I mean, they're there to see that. But when you throw in, like, you know, a couple of Flock of Seagulls, or you throw in Tina Marie, you throw in some Blondie and stuff, people love it. People go nuts. We throw in a little Billy Idol here and there. So we'll throw in like maybe 2 or 3 in our set. But we usually do like a 2-hour set, 24 tunes, you know. Sometimes we do 90, depends on, you know, the club and stuff and the time frame that they have us do it. But dude, man, I'll tell you what, being from the scene that I was in, and, you know, knowing the people I know and stuff, right? It's refreshing because I don't know anybody, and everybody's there to freaking, and they're rocking out to the freaking tunes. And everyone comes up to us. I don't know anybody. They're all, dude, man, that was so freaking badass. I mean, the way you guys play it, the way you execute, the way you like the look on stage, you guys look killer. You got pretty girls on stage, and you guys all are beautiful people. And, you know, so it's cool. I love the way we represent, because we represent the Duran of today, you know. I mean, we wear the same kind of thing, the graphic shirts, the suit jackets, the, you know, the chucks, the jeans and stuff, just like they're dressing up, and the girls get decked, right? The girls are all decked out, and it's fucking cool as fuck, man. And I love it. I love it. I love what I'm
Yeah,
doing
well,
right
that's
now.
awesome. People
Yeah.
just want to go out and have a good time
Right.
and
But
a
you
big
gotta have the right
show.
people on stage too, because when they see our promo and stuff, you know, they're going, man, these are good looking people and they're talented, and you know, and that's what people want to see, man. You know, they want to see, they just don't want to see some odd looking fuckers playing Duran. They want to see some beautiful people up there. And that's what Duran Duran is. They're beautiful people, you know.
Yeah,
That's
and
what's
like I
always,
say, they only come around every, year or two, and tickets aren't cheap. So you're able
no,
to give people, the next best thing.
right.
A
And I,
a
a matter of
Friday or
fact,
Saturday night out,
that's right. I
songs
just
they know they can sing along with, get out on the floor and shake
Mhm.
their ass, whatever they want to do.
Yeah, I just was just sending a note off to a talent buyer here in Vegas and stuff. And one of the things I said is just like, as you know, the real Duran Duran is on tour right now. Most of the shows are sold out, and a lot of times, but people can't afford it, but they want to come out and celebrate the music. So,
Their headline, I don't know if you've seen the ads for that. It's called Cruel Summer. It's a
yeah,
big festival
no,
outside
we
of
know.
the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, we're aware of all that.
Oh yeah.
We try to like you know, with some of the bookings that we do, we try to strategize some of the dates that either before or after they leave town. You know, we did that here in Vegas once and it was really successful. And it's not like we're trying to tail them. We're just like, it's just for the people that can't like afford it, man, a $500 ticket. You know, that's a lot of dough, bro. Times two, that's $1,000 just for 2 tickets. Parking's $50. You know, you want a beer, that's
Yeah,
20
no,
bucks.
I mean tribute bands of quality are definitely happening. Well, that's
There's not a lot of,
exciting. And what is the website? Where can people go for information
yeah,
on the band?
it's Duran number 3 tribute.com. If you Google Duran Duran tribute band, we come up in the search results as number 1 because I'm an SEO strategist, so I made us number 1. And that's out of like about 4 million search results on that search engine, so it's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, if you don't remember the domain, but the domain's easy, Duran3 tribute.com, or just Google Duran Duran tribute band and we'll be number 1.
Well, that's awesome, man. We got other segments with Jamie. Stay tuned. You can dig deep into his other band and all his experiences with the major labels and major videos and all that, man. That is awesome to hear. Can't wait to see you guys live.